And what is going on, you guys, and welcome to another video up on JLove Productions. So I've been at YouTube for almost about 10 months now, almost getting close to a year, and I figured one thing I should do is actually give advice on the things that I have learned during the process of making videos and so much more. Now, I'm going to be doing 10 things that I have learned from 10 months of doing YouTube. Alright, so one thing is definitely make sure to make a channel name that doesn't sound like an R&B sex offender. One example in that is going to be JLove. I'm kind of throwing like myself under the bus right now because I was in like a major hurry to kind of just like create a channel that I kind of just wanted the first name that actually worked with me, or that just worked for me in general, because you know how like you keep entering names and it already says like this username is already taken. I was just fed up of that because I've been trying to create a name for like an hour or two during that whole process that I just eventually had to wander onto JLove Productions. So that would be number 10 of the list. And as for number 9, please make sure not to create merch or make any promises for merch when you only have about 50 subscribers, which was my mistake, honestly. The thing is, like, people were always telling me just like, hey, as soon as you have merch, let me know and I'll be the first one to buy. Once that opportunity actually came in and I created a bunch of like shirts and all that stuff, no one actually bought my shirts except for like family and everything like that, but I mean they're kind of obligated because they're family and all that stuff. So yeah, make sure not to do that. Wait until you have like a really like big fan base, or I wouldn't say like necessarily big, but just big enough to the point where you'd be able to like go over a goal in complete confidence, you know? Because right from the very start I was kind of unsure on how it was going to work out or not, you know? This is going to be actually a pretty interesting one up on my list. So make sure to network with as many YouTubers as possible. And while you do this, make sure you also check in with the YouTubers to make sure you actually trust them. You know, talk to them, FaceTime them, Skype call them, do anything like that, just to make sure that they're actually legit, you know, instead of just like watching one of their videos or something like that. Because my brother told me one time about a Craigslist ad talking about like a talk show for YouTubers and stuff like that. And me being really gullible, wanting to like just increase my fan base and all that stuff, I decided to respond to this ad just like, hey, here's my Instagram, let's talk, you know. One thing is that like, it's like I wanted to be safe, you know, I wanted to be sure, so I tried to FaceTime the dude or the Skype call or anything like that. He basically said that he doesn't FaceTime people or he doesn't talk to people online and stuff like that. So the thing is, like, I don't know, right from the start that sounded kind of sketchy, you know, and it kind of tripped me out for a second. So I was just like, if we don't FaceTime, if we don't Skype call, then I probably won't be able to do the show with you. Right after that, I got no response whatsoever. Like, I got totally ghosted. So please make sure that you actually trust the people that you're about to get into, like just if you guys are gonna work together, it's best that you guys know each other. Make sure that you know Photoshop, because if you don't, your thumbnails are going to look like mine. And you've seen you've seen what my thumbnails look like, okay? They're not pretty whatsoever. They're random, like they're just random still frames and just that I take from the actual video themselves. And I'll put like a filter over it and I'll just write something over it too, or I'll just do something random, you know? So make sure that you know how to use Photoshop. I'm still trying to learn it, but I never actually have the time to. Or I get lazy, which is not a good thing considering that I actually want to do something with my YouTube channel. Probably the most depressing yet realistic one that I have up on here is no matter how many times you say to share the video, there's a good chance that you'll probably be the only person that actually shares the video. You know, it's kind of sad, I'm not gonna lie, but that's just the way that's just the way that it goes, you know. So definitely, I still consider keep pushing constantly, because you are gonna have the occasions in which you do have people actually sharing your videos, and once that actually happens, I can guarantee you it is like one of the most amazing feelings. You know, it's like, it's just incredible, You know, I'm speaking from experience as well too. This is something I run into nearly all the time, and that is the fact that it is absolutely inevitable that you're eventually going to run out of things to upload, run out of things to record or anything like that. One thing is, being a vlogging channel, one thing I did not think about was that vlogging and just going around the city and all that stuff, that requires money. As a small channel, I do not have money, so I kind of screwed myself over with that, but that's kind of why I try to like do like mini live streams every once in a while, or I'll do like random other stuff that doesn't require me to spend everything I have. But yeah, that's one thing to be prepared for if you are thinking about starting up a vlogging channel of your own or anything like that. Just be ready, get a job maybe if you want to be able to like actually back all that stuff. Me, on one hand, I'm still kind of lazy, so I'm kind of just hoping that I come up with creative enough stuff to do and I actually use my imagination, that I'm able to do big stuff for my videos and my channel and all that stuff. And this is probably something that I've had to learn in the hardest way possible, is that let's say you already have like a really good channel or something like that, and you uploaded like a really great video. Don't expect it to have like hundreds or thousands of like views almost immediately, even when you are a smaller channel, because of the fact that there are about like millions of videos being uploaded every minute, like up on YouTube, and plenty of them are also uploading great videos at the same time you are. Now, I'm not gonna let this be something to discourage you from actually making videos or even making a channel. You shouldn't let it whatsoever. All I'm saying is that just don't feel too bad if you don't get as many views as anticipated, because it will have its complications. That's inevitable as well. The most impactful advice I've ever received or ever thought of or anything like that is that no matter what kind of obstacles I tend to face while I'm doing YouTube, I will not let it like discourage me or keep me from doing what I love. In fact, I'm gonna let it motivate me, because as you've noticed, I started up my YouTube channel at a horrible time, because now I need like 5,000 viewing hours, or I don't even remember how much. I need at least 1,000 subscribers. I need all of this stuff. I'm looking at that as if it's like a challenge or something like that. You know, I'm not gonna let that discourage me from making videos, because if I truly want this, I'm gonna work twice as hard. I'm gonna make sure that I do whatever it takes in order to make this happen. And if you really want to become the big YouTuber that you've always imagined, you shouldn't let any sort of minor obstacle like this kind of stop you from doing what you want. Whether it's gonna be not getting enough money on ads if you're already like monetized and all that stuff, or just any sort of thing like this, you know? Because if you work so hard in it, I mean, you're not gonna let all this time go to waste in the first place, you know? If you truly wanted it that bad, you'd be willing to be able to just keep going and even working for free if you had to, until you'd eventually be able to like make money and create like stability and actually make some sort of living out of this for the time being, you know? So yeah, that's probably about as much advice as I could get, or as I could give, having that I've only done this for about 10 months. So yeah, that's just about it. If you enjoyed the video, or if any part of this kind of spoke out to you in any way, or if you're thinking about making a video for yourself, make sure to follow one of my rules and share out the video, even though you probably won't. Just please share out the video, because I've been sharing out my videos, just me alone, so I really would appreciate if someone else did as well too. Love you guys, have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.